Hey, Remedy.
What's up, Sorgatron?
I think we're going to throw a bash for WrestleMania, and I don't know how to liven it up.
You know, there was this bar mitzvah I was at last week, and there was this really good DJ, Sounds Forgot. He really rocked the house.
Really? How awesome was it?
Really awesome. He had some really professional equipment, like from Gemini Technical Hi-Fi. He was a really cool guy, and he seemed to know what he was doing.
That's fantastic. How do I get a hold of this guy?
Well, you can get a hold of him at soundsforgotten.com. That's sounds4gotten.com. Or you can also email him at chuck@soundsforgotten.com. Or you can call him at 412-326-9855.
Thanks, Remedy.
No problem, Sorgatron.
Yeah! Sounds Forgotten!
So, Rod, I'm sitting here at Mount Vernon High School. I'm looking at you with your camera and your little hat on and your little headset and your cords dangling everywhere, and you have nobody to carry your cords because we're in a high school gym. And Kato and the Blue Meanie and Lord Dalton and Zoink the Clown, I don't even know if they've wrestled yet. I think this is the first wrestling hold I've seen since the match started. But anyway, I wanted to let you know I have a lovely view of your ass right now, and I am thoroughly enjoying the show. So you keep up the good work, though, Rob. And maybe if the wrestling in the ring, if they start to wrestle a little more, I'll stop looking at your ass and I'll look in the ring.
Frog.
This is Jason Gore, and you're listening to Wrestling Mayhem Show.
Hi, this is Kevin Eastman, co-creator of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and you're listening to the Wrestling Mayhem Show!
Wrestling Mayhem Show.
.com.
It's the best day of the week. Today is the day that you have chosen to listen to the Wrestling Mayhem Show. This is DJ Lunchbox, putting it the fuck down for you. Let's fucking do this. Monday night, you know it must be raw. Leaders being a whore and not wearing a bra. Seen his damn belt still spinning around his waist. I can ship at a rhymes on what comes out of his face. Tuesday night and it's EC Dub. Michael Q Knoxville join the club. If he's sick of the shit, scream out boo boo. This ain't EC Dub and we can tell that too. Wednesday night, ROH on DVD, the best wrestling on the planet to the nth degree. Joe Damon's Delirious, Daniel City, Kim McCarthy, Homicide, the Rottweilers, and Kenta Kobashi. Thursday night, TNA on Spike. Bruce is spoken, so that means I'm puking blood tonight. Shut up and show me the damn X Division and get SoCal balance in my line of vision. Friday night SmackDown, this is all life. Kicking back, watching wrestling every night. Kennedy, Boogeyman, Helms, Hardy, Guerrero, London, Kendrick, and stealing show. RWF Scion in the weekly features. You're a student, we are the teachers. Shout outs to Jimbo's crew and to the D's, putting it down for Ville with the grace of ease. Wrestling Mayhem Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time once again for your weekly dose of mayhem. It is Wrestling Mayhem Show 210 for this March 16th. Yeah, there he goes. There he goes. And on the line is DJ Lunchbox.
Do it, sword, do it, sword, do it, stop.
Okay. It is March 16th. Now, we were going to have an appreciation day or a depreciation day, but we're not entirely sure which. Is, of course, is 3/16, which is Stone Cold Day. So
well, we have to cover all of our bases. Number
right.
one, it's
3/16 Day. I got my beer right here.
Right.
And we'll drink much more tomorrow night on the St. Patty's edition of Actually After Hours.
Right. It is the St. Patty's edition, but it is also the Fuck Finley and Sheamus Day.
Wait, I thought we supported Finley and fuck Sheamus.
That works, so we could do that. Basically, fuck Sheamus because he's pale.
All right.
There's something wrong with him.
All right.
And, last week we talked about this a little bit. It's going to be 3/16, and let's celebrate Austin. So I was like, fuck yeah, we'll celebrate your nephew Austin.
Yeah,
who's
an amateur pretty much a shoo-in for states. I mean, he's like 30-4 right now. I got first place at a tournament this past weekend. I feel like I'm crawling into the camera tonight. I don't know what's up. I'm like, hey guys, how you doing?
Whoa.
But yeah. So and his storied young career as an amateur athlete.
So. Yeah, but he's a fantastic record. He's on the ball, as they say. So it is Austin Appreciation Night. But everybody's thinking of the wrong
then
Austin.
Also, do we make a Karate Kid appreciation tonight? Because tonight's interview is the one and the only the duo of the best around, TJ Kennedy and Bruce Maxwell. coming up in the second segment.
There is
which
that.
I'm very excited about. That song has been in my head all damn week. and I'm pissed we can't play it here on the Mayhem Show due to rights issues. Might be able to get away with 10 seconds.
Maybe a little bit. Maybe just a little intro.
Maybe a little bit. Maybe I think they deserve their introduction. So yeah. And we also have plenty of guests. Paul Hamm is going to be joining us on the roundtable this week to give us his thoughts on the TNA live show that was here in Pittsburgh. And of course, let me go to the wide angle here. We got the Earl Hebner t-shirt. Damn right I did it. Right there. And you want to take a look here. I can't pan the thing down, but it is signed by one Earl Hebner right there.
Oh.
No. What do you think was going on?
I thought
signed
this was for the
by
gold edition.
Earl Hebner himself, right there. So very excited about that.
Did he sell it to you out of the back of his van?
No, it was from a table on the way out.
Oh yeah.
So everybody was chanting, "You screwed Brett." He took his shirt off, had this thing on, and said, "Damn right I did."
Nice.
So it was a very fun show. We'll be talking about that. Big Freaky's got some stuff about Up in Erie. And Big Freaky set to debut tonight on the Mayhem Show in the indie segment. If anybody noticed, there's a post over on WrestlingMayhemShow.com of off the top of my head, I believe it's My Guide to Why I Hate Your Indie Show. So go check that out. Some first-hand experience there.
Yes.
So, excuse me.
Sword.
Yes, Lunchbox.
Here's the thing.
Yes.
You gotta understand. This is going to be a fantastic show. All right, it's not like all the other ones. It's going to be a fantastic show. All right.
The dogs are barking over
Jay
it.
Leno wishes his shows were this good.
Damn straight.
Now, the Wrestling Mayhem Show, as you at home may know, is the greatest podcast anywhere of all time. At least focused on wrestling. There is none better. No other podcast, no other wrestling podcast on the internet has me, DJ Lunchbox. Right. No other wrestling podcast on the internet has Sorgatron, and no other wrestling podcast anywhere has fans as great, as fantastic, and as wonderful as we here have on the Wrestling Mayhem Show. And we have worked diligently to give them the best product possible.
That's right.
And to that end,
Sleepless nights.
That's right. And to that end, Sorgatron, to our very special listeners who have iPhones, we have provided the most premium of premium content to them, the hottest thing anywhere in the world today. APP, the Wrestling Mayhem Show app. That's right, folks. The Wrestling Mayhem Show app for a single $1 and then 99 more pennies. You can have this Wrestling Mayhem Show app. You can get wallpapers. You can get images. You can contact the show directly. Hot links right on there. You can watch and listen to every, and I mean every single Wrestling Mayhem show that you could ever possibly want. And there is exclusive content. Exclusive, that's right. You bitches downloading the podcast, we thank you and we love you, but you're not getting the full story. You're only getting probably like 75%.
Look,
possibly higher.
There's me dancing.
There's Sorg dancing. That's awesome.
with Macho Man popping up in the corner. Wow, I don't remember putting that on there.
Wrestling Mayhem Show Gold. Go get it.
Check it out.
Get it through your iTunes store. Get it for your iPhone. And enjoy it, because we do it.
Definitely. I want to throw a shout out, of course. There's a lot of fantasy football, basketball, kinds of crazy stuff going on tonight, or these weeks going into the summer. So I want to first throw out, of course, there's the Fantastic Four, March Madness, Final Four, whatever the hell it is. The Riz has set up a Mayhem bracket. If you go to the Yahoo Sports, Fantasy Sports, for March Madness and, look up group number 138086, 138086, and password Mayhem, and you'll be joining the Mayhem, League, deal for the March Madness. Also, if you're into the fantasy baseball, Mad Mike has set up, as we've mentioned before, 289858 for the baseball version, also password Mayhem. So if you want to join us and our various sports, I won't be in the baseball, but I don't know. But if you're into that, go check it out. I got the Sorgatron group up. I forget the name of the one I did for the Mayhem Show, but for Sportsocracy, it was the Sorgatron Salsa. So Lunchbox, if there's nothing else, shall we get to the fan and voicemail before our esteemed interview? We got one coming in from one Sean Burkhead, the TNA report he has. Evening, WMS peeps. Last night's Impact felt like the Eric Bischoff show. The first half was a waste of airtime, but we did a decent AJ Styles versus Jeff Hardy match. Also, Beer Money versus Supermex was solid. I'm guessing they shot this past episode before seeing the rating last week. Please stop blading each week Hogan and Flair. Anyhow, time for a fast pay-per-view preview. Flair was, I got the stream on. I'm watching Raw. I got the stream on TNA. First one I want to mention, my eyes were definitely diverting more towards the TNA stream just because it was something visually different than I'm used to on Monday nights, which you can't deny that. Also because within the first 5 minutes, and I believe there was only a promo going on, Flair was bleeding all over the place.
Well, he can't help it at his age.
Flair was bleeding like it was a cage match with Dusty Rhodes from 1985.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yes. So, I don't know about that. Flair needs he's trying too hard. Here's a real quick rundown. So because we'll forget the rundown that there's a pay-per-view this week, which actually I like the look of this card, by the way, Lunchbox. For the TNA World Belt, it's AJ Styles and Abyss. He thinks Styles retains the face Pope next month. I think that's pretty obvious. Ultimate X match is Generation Me and Motor City Machine Guns for #1 tag team challengers. He thinks Machine Guns win. They need the run with the tag titles. X Division Championship match, Doug Williams and Shannon Moore. He thinks Moore wins because he's Hardy's best friend, with him going in and everything. Tag Team Championship, Matt Morgan and Hernandez Beer Money. He thinks Beer Money wins and Morgan and Supermex split up, which I think is kind of aiming for that. Anderson and Angle. Anderson wins, set their cage match for Lockdown. I can see that. First blood match for the Knockouts title.
That's awesome.
Daphne and Tara. He says, my heart says Daphne, but we know Tara will win. TNA Contract Relief Company, Nash and Eric Young against Hall and Waltman. Who cares? I want option C. Everyone in this ladder match leaves, but Eric Young. Friend of the show, Eric Young. Yay! Ladder match, Kazarian and Daniels and Amazing Red and Brian Kendrick for #1 contendership for the X Division.
Awesome.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah,
this is the hardest
ridiculous.
Hardest one to pick. I want to say Kendrick, but I see Kazarian winning this as well. He says, I think the card would be worth $39.95, so won't be worth $39.95, so save your money for WrestleMania next week. Until next week, I'm Sean and I'm out.
Wood.
He says would, but then he says, so save your money. So,
yeah, but it says save it next week, so I think he's saying spend your money this week and then save it maybe. I don't know.
Next week. Anyways, P.S. Riz, I can't help being better to you. Be jealous. So there you go. Let's see, make sure there's none of slipped in. And that was the fan mail. I don't remember if I did this.
Here's the mail and never fails. Makes me want to wet my
Holy
tail.
crap.
Sorry. All right, on to the voicemails.
Whoa.
It's time to reach out and choke some.
Calls from the Mayhem members.
So, of course, we have the Mayhem Missy has her repeated reports that you'll hear at the breaks here on the Mayhem Show. Apparently, she watched me filming more than the show Friday night. Yeah, that was a fun voice. That was a fun voicemail to listen to along with my wife. But Big Freaky, of course, was up in TNA, up in Erie watching TNA.
Up in TNAs.
And I gotta say, it was a fantastic show. I think anybody would have enjoyed the one we had in Pittsburgh. And here's his thoughts. First, his report from intermission. Whoops. There we go.
Hey, Big Freaky, I'm in Erie. It's intermission. It's about 8:56 or so. The TNA show, it reminds me a little bit of feudal England, where they would have the jousting tournament, and everybody would come from all around and show their colors. Like, I'm in my AIW shirt. There were some dudes from, like, up near Canada. They came in their EWA shirts and their local indie shirts. I saw John Dick Chesney and Rebus was around. Yes, you don't know who Rebus is, and thank your God for that. Everybody's wearing their damn colors. Like, I saw the girl sitting at ringside, I guess the jacket taker. She's in a PWO shirt. It's fun as hell. 4 matches so far. A lot of fucking fun, man. Like, we got third row seats for 30-some bucks and a DVD, of course, that we already had them. But John West is here, and it's fun. Like, I got pictures of John West. The beautiful people are doing autographs at the merch. It's fucking nuts. Hey, guys, it's after the show now. I talked to somebody from the staff. They said there were well over 1,000 people there. Whether they were BSing me or not, I mean, I don't know, but why would they have a reason to? The show was fucking great. There were 7 matches. Trying to pick the rundown. My girl, Bonnie, says, with the exception of that puny red guy, they were all easy on the eyes. And she's interested in going back to more wrestling shows. So, yippee!
So, Big Freaky.
That was awesome.
Yeah, there was some more on here about his girlfriend getting into wrestling, going to ROH. Actually, maybe in this email. I know it was another one. I had 4 voicemails from him, so it was kind of all meshing together. But yeah, it sounds like he had a really great time up there. And screamed his damn head off. Yeah, Big Freaky hasn't sounded good for the past 3 weeks. Starting to worry about him.
Maybe he's a little sick.
Almost had her get her kit signed by Abyss, but the line was too fucking long. Yeah, all the matches, the people have complained about the matches going real quick. I would say with the exception of Big Rob squashing Magnus in 4 minutes.
Dude, and he's been going on about Big Rob and how the ladies have liked Big Rob. Till you fucking see Big Rob in person, you don't realize that how he got his name. You know what I mean? I've never. It's
his penis.
Oh yeah. You can see that from the 10th row.
That shit is impressive.
Yeah. But Big Freaky, you've been talking about him for a month now, and I get the Big Rob now.
I would say all the matches went at least 10 minutes, if not longer. Pope and Wolf probably went over 15 to 20.
We didn't get
Angle
Wolf.
And Jarrett versus the Rude and Storm probably went 15 to 20.
I see the penis.
The opener was Doug Williams defending the X title against Red and Kazarian. I was really excited about that. You'll see my next musing. There were a lot of guys I saw tonight that I've wanted to see for years, like Doug Williams and Red and Kazarian. You know what? I'll tell you what. I think TNA did one really good thing right. Everybody there had fucking merch. Everybody there bought merch. Whether it was a grab bag gimmick with a T-shirt and 4 DVDs, or no matter what it was.
You know what? Yeah, I think I'm with them on that, because you did see just about everybody grab something. Look, I bought a damn T-shirt from Earl Hebner. Even if it was that, they had they had the brown bag special. It was a Kurt Angle T-shirt. It actually went up 3X if you wanted it, and 4 DVDs. And I looked, and they were decent DVDs. They're full TNA DVDs. Everybody with a $35 ticket got a DVD. You're pretty much handed a random one. Some people got the best of the tag team division. Some people got Slammiversary. I mean, it was a wide variety. Somebody had something in hand, which was really impressive. And the prices, they were $20 shirts as opposed to, what are they, $25 at a Fed show? So
something like that, yeah.
So yeah, and we'll get more into TNA. Like I said, Paul will be on later and we'll talk a little bit more about that. Lunchbox, let's go ahead to our first musical break and we'll see if we can queue up our guest for this evening, the best around, who will be joining us shortly. As I'm aware, the current CZW Tag Team Champions.
Excellent. Well, as I mentioned earlier, we here at the Wrestling Mayhem Show really have the greatest fans in the world, and we do like to provide and give things to them. And as a result, some of you may know that South by Southwest is taking place down in Texas, and
definitely,
it's expensive as fuck and a little douchey. So, what we're doing, we are bringing some of the best parts of South by Southwest to you in the music this week, and every year. IOTA and South by Southwest collaborate to release an opening day bash sampler, and this year is no different. So, from said album, the band is A Sunny Day in Glasgow, and the song is Shy. So, this is the Wrestling Mayhem Show. You enjoy.
The Wrestling Mayhem Show recommends highspots.com for all of your wrestling needs. Whether you're a wrestling fan, worker, or promoter, looking for figures, DVDs, or equipment, Highspots has what you're looking for.
Hi, I'm WrestleFan 2000 from the Wrestling Mayhem Show. When I want a Jeff Hardy figure to jump off my race car bed onto a crowd of Lego people, I make sure to get them from highspots.com. Mom, I'm gonna clean it! Mom!
Click the link for Highspots on WrestlingMayhemShow.com to support the show when you want to purchase anything wrestling related. Highspots has what you're looking for.
Wrestling Mayhem Show. Mayhem Missy here from the Mount Vernon Arena High School. You'll never guess who is fighting tonight. I hope you're as excited as I am. But it's Bubba the Bulldog, Bubba the Bulldog. That's all.
Hey guys, it's Matt Mike here once again with your top 10 list for this week. And seeing that WrestleMania is 2 weeks away, here's another Mania top 10 list. The top 10 title changes at WrestleMania. Number 10 is Mickie James beating Trish Stratus. The best women's feuds in history, and it was really nice to see Mickie get the payoff. Number 9, Ultimate Warrior beating Hulk Hogan. The first time Hogan lost at WrestleMania, and the first time we had a unified world champion and IC champion. Even though I didn't like Warrior, him swinging both belts around was pretty awesome. Number 8, Randy Savage beating Ric Flair at WrestleMania 8. Even though we didn't get to see the pictures of Miss Elizabeth, Savage and Flair was still a really awesome feud. Number 7, Bret Hart over Roddy Piper at that same WrestleMania for the Intercontinental title. These two guys had an awesome match, and the finish was really great, and they had a hug afterwards, which is something you don't often see from a WrestleMania title match. Number 6, Rey Mysterio over Kurt Angle and Randy Orton. The little man finally got the big belt, even though it could technically be because of Eddie Guerrero, but you know, we take what we can get. Number 5, Edge and Christian over the Dudleys and the Hardys. The Triangle Ladder match where we got a new innovation into tag team wrestling, and both the careers of Edge and Christian were launched. Number 4, Cena over John Bradshaw Layfield. Cena's first title win, and it led to the evolution of the spinner belt. Number 3, Ricky Steamboat versus Randy Savage. One of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time. Ricky Steamboat leaving on the ring cart with George Hamilton hugging him like a giant teddy bear is a WrestleMania image they show all the time. Number 2, Shawn Michaels over Bret Hart in the longest WrestleMania match of all time, in the Iron Man match. Shawn Michaels' boyhood dream coming true is something that is pretty much echoed into every wrestling fan's mind. And number 1, the Austin era has begun! Stone Cold Steve Austin beating Shawn Michaels, it launched the Attitude Era. The most important title win in WrestleMania history. I'm Matt Mike, and those are just 10 of the Mayhem Mania thoughts I've had swirling around my brain.
This is Lightning Mike Quackenbush, the master of 1,000 holds, and you're listening to the Wrestling Mayhem Show from WrestlingMayhemShow.com.
Sorg of the Wrestling Mayhem crew.
Let your instincts guide you.
At WrestlingMayhemShow.com.
What's up, guys? Sorg back again. DJ Lunchbox is on the line. This is Wrestling Mayhem Show 210.
Oh, that is true.
210. A lot of stuff there on the break. But on the line right now is the best around, TJ Cannon and Bruce Maxwell. How you guys doing tonight?
Good.
While we were on the break, Lunchbox was singing, literally singing your praises by his own rendition of your theme song.
That's true.
That's more popular than us.
Well, you did pick one of the greatest songs ever written for your theme song, so
this is true.
Props to you there.
Thank you.
Excellent. Well, first, first the best around. I mean, you guys. Of course, we know you from over here in IWC. Currently, I know you're wrestling in CZW lately. Tell us about who is the best around for those that maybe haven't caught you in action yet.
Want to take this one, Bruce?
Yeah, sure. Basically, we're the best around, of course. Bruce Maxwell, TJ Cannon. We started out tagging in 2007, actually, You know, we both came into business as single guys. You know, just started off 2007. Actually, we got really lucky. We started working at Pro Wrestling Unplugged, which was a really big company in Philadelphia, and pretty much our first tag match was there. So we were really fortunate to work with great people right from the get-go.
That was a group that Todd Gordon ran, right?
What's that?
That's the group that Todd Gordon ran?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Todd Gordon and Johnny Cashmere.
Excellent.
Yeah, good times.
Yeah, and stuff, you know, just snowballed from there. I mean, we got to work with IWC, Norm, when he was still there, you know, JPW, and we just kept it rolling. 2008, we started working with CZW, and we've been tag champs for over a year there, and we, you know, been the longest reigning champs there, so that was pretty cool to win our first belts ever there. And, you know, we're still running with it.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Excellent.
we got our first big break of the tag team in Philly, and then to actually win the tag titles in Philly was pretty cool.
Awesome. Now, of course, the Best Around, you guys actually, at least when you were here in IWC, you came out to the Best Around, like we mentioned.
Of course.
So I take it we're big Karate Kid fans.
What's that?
I take it we're big Karate Kid fans.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Definitely. We used to come out with the Cobra Kai hoodies, and
we lost those at a show, though.
All right, so first question, as fans, do you even acknowledge the third one?
Do they acknowledge the third one?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I like them all. Even the next Karate Kid I even like.
What do you think about the new Karate Kid with Will Smith's son and Jackie Chan?
I don't know, man. I'm kind of like torn between that one. I'm looking forward to Jackie Chan being like the Mr. Miyagi, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to wait and see.
So you think? Will
yeah, I don't know. I don't know either. I mean, that's I don't know. Will Smith's son. How old is he? I mean, is he?
He's like 10.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
Maybe look good. I mean, he can kick high.
I think,
judging by the trailer, if it's anything like the trailer, I think it'll be
during
good.
one training montage.
Oh, the song has to be in there in one training montage or something.
Yeah.
I mean, you watch the preview. I think they hardly even acknowledge the old ones except for the fly thing.
Yeah.
But excellent. Well, I guess, like I said, you guys have only been doing this since 2007. Tell us, how did you guys kind of get paired up as a team? Was it straight from training, or did you guys meet afterwards?
No, we actually started feuding. Like every place we went, all they wanted to do is put us together as a feud, and we kind of got tired of that. We kind of learned all we could from each other, so we were like, man, the only way we're going to get out of this is if we tag. So that's when we started doing that, and doing that ever since.
Excellent. Now, from the times that we saw you over here in Western PA, rather ironic because you guys, I believe, had a match here at Base Brawl against the Motor City Machine Guns. I kind of took you as like you have that like tandem style as far as your tag team wrestling. Is that inspired from anywhere, or how did that come about with you guys? How did you develop that tag style?
Just watching over the years. I mean, I was always big fans of the British Bulldogs and the Hart Foundation, and then Hardy Boys, of course. I think Bruce is the same way.
Yeah. I just it's I mean, when you're big, you can do the power stuff, and when you're small like us, well, we used to be small and then I started eating, and
more innovative.
I mean, you just you got to learn to do what you can do in the ring, and we could be fast and we could be fast paced and high flying. So that's kind of the route we had to go, and it's really entertaining, and as growing up, I was more of a Stone Cold Steve Austin fan. So I can't really say I related it to anyone in particular because being a fan of him, doing the kind of wrestling I do has no, no comparison.
Yeah, but it kind of just clicked for us. I mean,
yeah.
The first time we started tagging, it was there. I mean, I feel like Bruce does things well that I can't, and I do things really well that he can't, and we just complement each other so well that it just works.
Awesome. You mentioned you're a Stone Cold fan. Are you doing anything special to celebrate 316 this year?
Not at the moment. I don't have anything planned. No, but maybe I should bring out some old tapes.
Do your Stone Cold voice. Do it.
I can't.
Oh, come on, man! You gotta outshine our resident Stone Cold impersonator on here.
Do the impression.
Well, wait a minute. Who's the impersonator over there? I got to hear his first.
He's not. I'll have to pull something up for you. I'll send it to you. But actually, Mad Mike, let me see if I can get him on the line here, and maybe he can do something for you. We'll see if he's. We don't allow impersonators in here. He tells me so.
Oh.
We'll see if this works out. Oh, impromptu. Why the hell not? We're on live, right?
That's right.
Hello?
Stone Cold, are you there?
What?
I said Stone Cold, are you there?
What?
What?
What? Who's this? Is this Sorgatron?
This is Sorgatron Wrestling Mayhem Show, and the best around is on the line, sir.
Oh, they're the best around, are they? Well, Stone Cold's gonna get in his pickup truck, he's gonna grab some steam risers, he's gonna come down there to Pittsburgh and whip some best around ass. And that's the bottom line. Why? Because Stone Cold said so.
All right, thank you, Stone Cold. Happy 316.
I don't know.
He was pretty good.
Bruce, I don't know. I think you're gonna have to outdo him.
I don't know if I can, man. That was pretty good.
I don't know. You got to throw a couple Steve Lighters back.
Come on, show them why we're the best around. Let's go. Put you on the spot.
Gotcha. You're pathetic.
Is that all you got?
I don't, man, I think, he wore me down with that what? And just tore me up.
Oh, this is awesome. All right, okay, we'll take you off the spot. We'll move on a little bit here. So you guys are in CZW now, Tag Team Champions. How's that experience been over there? Have you been in any crazy classic Combat Zone matches over there?
Well, go ahead, TJ.
Well, we had a little feud with the Hate Club. That was pretty scary, but it kind of like cemented our spot in the company. It kind of like told the guys there, like, we can hang with them, we can go. But no, we haven't done anything too crazy. But we have had our share of bumps and bruises.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wrestling with the Hate Club, that's an experience in its own, and we were, believe it or not, excited to work with them. It was.
I think we were the only people.
Yeah, because it was something different for us. It wasn't the normal norm for us. So, something stepping out of our boundaries a little bit, and it kind of fell short of what we wanted to do with it, but it was an experience nonetheless, and it was definitely something that I'm glad we did, because we don't get to do that every weekend. Yeah.
For those who aren't familiar, tell us about this Hate Club. It sounds like they have a little bit of a reputation before them.
Well, they have the reputation in Philly, especially the CZW and the badass guys that are there. They'll just murder you, whoever they're in the ring with, and they don't care.
And I don't care when they do it either.
Yeah.
So they're like a tag team of New Jack?
What's that?
They're like a tag team of New Jack and New Jack?
Yeah. Except White and Harry.
Except White and Harry. Awesome.
Very hairy.
Yeah. And not even the fans are safe, I don't think, sometimes when they're in the ring. Nick Gage gets so into it, he loses himself, and then Hatred, he's kind of just his own character. It's crazy.
Excellent. Well, you guys have been around a bit. Are there any crazy stories from your first 3 years here you'd like to share?
I mean, we got to, we've been at some pretty good places. We got to meet some really, really great people. Like, I don't know if it was, 2008. We got to hang around with Joey Matthews quite a bit at MCW. And, I mean, just being able to learn from him, learn the business, was great. Just being able to listen to him and let him tell us, what we did wrong and what we needed to do better was, experience in its own.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We did get out of a couple speeding tickets for being wrestlers.
Yeah.
You want that one?
Yeah, we were actually driving back from a show, IWS show, or IWA Mid-South, for Ian, and we were on our way back, and we were just so tired. We wanted to get home, and people were driving so slow, and so we were trying to speed home, and of course we got pulled over, and we thought, we used to put this little DVD player up on the dashboard and watch DVDs, so we thought he pulled us over for that, because everybody speeds out there, so so I quick hid that under the seat, and we had our Pro Wrestling Insider magazine that we were the ones to watch, article in there. We were featured as the ones to watch, so I pulled that out quick, and he comes up and he's like, "Do you know how fast you were going?" And we're like, "Well, that the standard question, how fast you were going?" And no, not really. And he's like, well, "Where are you coming from?" And we're like, "We're coming from Illinois, Joliet, Illinois." And he's like, "Where are you headed?" We're like, "Pennsylvania," And he's like, "Well, what were you doing in Illinois?" We were at a wrestling show, like a mat wrestling show, or no, like a pro wrestling show. It's like, "Really? What were you doing there?" And we're like, "Well, we wrestled there." And then he's like, "You wrestled there?" I'm like, "Yeah, see, we're even in this article here." He's like, "Oh, geez, hold on, just stay here a minute, I'll write up a warning." So he goes back to his car, writes us up a warning, comes back and says, "Here you go, now drive safe and have a good one." That was it.
And before he let us go, he's like, "Oh, by the way, have you ever met the Big Show?"
Right. Yeah, no, but he's like, "Yeah, have you ever met the Big Show?" And we're like, "No, but we've seen him before." And he's like, "Yeah, man, that guy's hands are like huge. His hands are so huge, but he came in the bar around where I'm from, and he was wearing a Harley Davidson jacket, and where I'm from, you don't do that." And we had to escort him out. It was funny.
Did he ask for an autograph?
No, actually, he didn't.
He didn't. Yeah, he didn't.
I mean, he knew the Big Show. I mean, why would he?
Awesome.
Yeah, and going back to Joey Matthews, it's like hang out with them and stuff like that. Just sharing stories and getting to rib us, like that was a big thing, like too.
Oh, jeez.
He'd always see us at shows and he'd always be ribbing us and just to test us out. And definitely many drunken nights in hotel rooms, pissing all over each other, and definitely some good times.
Awesome. And of course, you're wrestling in Philadelphia with the infamous crowds there, at least at the arena. Have you had any run-ins with them?
The crowds are notorious. It changes from promotion to promotion, though. Like, we've been there for a while with many different companies. We started out with PW, as we said, and we loved it there. We got our start there. Actually missed PW a lot, and then went from there to Velocity. We worked Chikara there, CZW, and each crowd is just different, but CZW is definitely the most notorious. They will eat you alive if you mess up.
Wow.
Yeah, mess up, or if you're not doing enough in a match that they want, it will only take a minute or two from the boring chance to come out. So.
All right, since you guys frequent Philadelphia, I do have a personal question. A few of us are heading up there for Chikara King of Trios next month. What is the best place around the arena to get a Philly cheesesteak?
Tony Luke's, most definitely.
Yep, Tony Luke's. It's not even that far from the arena.
I'm looking it up on Google Maps right now.
Yeah, it's like a block away.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You can just walk to it. Tony Luke's is delicious.
Tony Luke's.
Yep. And nutritious. Well, I don't know about that, but it's definitely delicious.
It is a cheesesteak after all. So, all right,
Yeah.
guys. We don't want to leave you guys too long on here. I'm sure you guys are busy. Before we let you go, we'll ask one more question. What if you could pick any match, anytime? We'll put this to each one of you. What would be your dream match? Make you happy before you retired.
You want to go, TJ, or you want me to go?
Go ahead. I'll make you hear what you have to say.
Dream match. To be honest with you, it could be really against anybody as long as it was somewhere, notable. Japan, TNA, WWE, as long as it was there. I think I could pretty much have a match with anybody as long as it was a caliber match that it wasn't like a squash or job match. It was a good, solid match that meant something. I don't think it'd even really matter who it was against, just as long as it was for one of the big promotions or in Japan.
Nice.
Definitely would love to tag with Bruce in Japan. Like like he said, it doesn't really matter who it is. As long as it's good to go. And I would love to tag against Joey Matthews and Christian York at least once.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah. And for singles, it'd probably be Chris Jericho.
Awesome. Excellent. Tell us, guys, where are you going to be showing up here in the next few weeks?
DJ, you want to answer that or not?
He knows I'm horrible with dates. He's the organized one in the group.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just the good-looking one.
Well,
yeah, we're gonna be actually. I don't know if you know of Squared Circle Wrestling. It's up in Syracuse, New York.
Okay.
We're actually starting to do a bunch of shows with them, and we're gonna be up there April 3rd. We got a title match with Cheech and Cloudy.
Yeah, we've actually had a couple of good matches with Cheech and Cloudy.
Yep. So that'll be fun. Then we're back at CZW April 10th, and then we have a show for a small promotion April 18th for HCW in Annapolis, Maryland, and then June 15th we head to RCW in Maryland. So we got quite a few good shows coming up.
Excellent. And where can people find you online?
Well, we don't really have a great Facebook, but we do still have the MySpace, and that's the myspace.com/thebestaroundtagteam.
Yeah.
So you can find us on there, and we have some videos, some promos, and
yeah, our individual ones are on there too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then if you put in either of our names on YouTube, you can find a boatload of clips and stuff of us. You either put in TJ Cannon or Bruce Maxwell, and you'll get a bunch of our tag stuff.
Awesome.
All the TV addicts will enjoy.
Yep.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, guys. Is there anything else you want to say on the way out?
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, I appreciate you bringing us on. It was fun, and hopefully we can do it again.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. We can't wait to see you in Western PA sometime in the future here again.
All right, man.
Definitely.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys.
Yep. Later.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the best around. And yes, I did ask about the best cheesesteak around. Okay, I know you guys are making fun of me in the chat room, but I want to know. The Sorga's got a trip coming up. That's right. Damn right I did. I asked about it.
I can't blame you for a second.
That's right, man. I mean, I've been to Philly twice on train trips. a train and a bus trip. So technically it's like 3 times. I actually guessed 4, but I've never been able to find one yet. Like near the train station, near the bus station. It's all just shit food, or I'm in Chinatown. And what do you want? So, what? It's true. It's fucking true. All right, real quick, we're going to give a call here. It's time for the Indie Minute.
A tiny piece of plastic came out of my phone. It's so tiny. Oh, God. I hope that wasn't super important.
We leave you alone for a few minutes.
I'm sorry. It just happened. Maybe it came out of the charging plug? Oh, fuck.
All right. Well, here, we're going to try to get them online, but it's time.
That still works. That's all good.
It's time for the Indie Minute.
Hey!
All right, give me 1 sec. We're having a semi-technical downturn here. Is there anything in MMA this week? Are we doing anything for that? I do have one slight story that I think we can do in a round table.
No, but I would like to say hello to Caroline, who is in the chat. What's up, Caroline? My dear friend.
Excellent. Let me
unexpectedly swinging by. No, I don't have any. Oh, wait. They did release. You know what? Maybe I'll do it for next week.
Okay.
They released a line of MMA. Wait, we're not actually. This isn't for the show. This is technical break, isn't it?
No, we're on. It's recording. Whatever.
Okay. Awesome. Well, you know what, Sorg? Let's do the Indie Minute, and if you give me a second, I will have something for that.
All right,
MMA.
just something quick. If there's anything out there, I just want to let the people know. And while I was ringing that, I just want to let everybody know. Next week, it looks like we'll be talking to one Chris Maverick in the studio.
Nice.
And he says he's going to bring a guest.
Nice. I bet it's.
Hello.
Hello. Is this Big Freaky?
Yes, it is.
Excellent. Give me 1 second.
Get out of the room. I was just watching a movie with my girl.
Oh my God, Big Freaky.
All right, let me get WrestleFan on here because I know he had a little bit of Indie Minute news for you. Big Freaky, the reason this all worked out that you happen to be free. I know you've been sending me a lot of stuff talking about the indies and the rights and the wrongs that's going on out there. And I don't know if you've had a chance to read my article that I put up today with some recent experiences.
Yes, I did.
What did you think?
Of your article?
Yes.
I've experienced the same things at shows I've been to. In fact, go ahead.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Go ahead.
Some of the things I've actually had issues with is and this has angered people when I brought it up, but everybody has a life. Everybody has things to do. One of the things that kills me, in fact, in an AIW show at Absolution in May of 2008, I actually had to choose between missing the wrestling show or missing a Seether concert because they started 2 hours late.
That's rough. That's rough. Now, to recap, for anybody who hasn't read the article, hasn't heard my complaints about it, I think I might have Twittered over the weekend, but there's a show Friday night, and there was 12 matches on this thing. Steve Corino and Ryan Mitchell. Did I just screw that name up?
It was the main event, right?
Yeah, it was the main event. It was a good match. Unfortunately, it was match number 12. It was rough. There was 7 matches before intermission. This crowd was full of kids. They had one of the sloppiest hardcore matches I've seen, which looked like 5-on-3.
What?
No guardrails. And like I said, they were all elementary kids. Nobody went and took the chunks of table, took the chairs, took the tins, away. And so the kids all grabbed them up. I had to tap the referee on the shoulder and say, hey, maybe you should check on those kids that are about to hit each other with a chair and are hitting themselves in the head with those tins that these guys were using. I had to stop one kid from walking off with a chair that looked like he could barely carry it. Another kid was trying to take the last bits of the table that was like the legs and a big chunk of wood attached to it, and I kicked it under the ring. I mean, what are they doing out there? What are these guys thinking in matches like this? Until somebody gets hurt and sues.
Well, and as far as if I can interrupt,
no problem.
As far as the length goes, I feel so bad because Pro Wrestling Ohio
they've traditionally they would do 3-hour tapings, but with the double shot with CWE, the show was over 4 hours, longer than that. But I felt so bad for Johnny Gargano and Bobby Beverly because the show was the show was pretty solid. But I mean, that match was very good. Even I was burnt out. And I am probably one of the most hardcore fans at that show, but even I just had enough by that point.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, now you say your double shot, where they're doing something where they did their tapings and then they did the CWE stuff. Was it intermingled? Like, what was the kind of structure of the show?
On TV, they would splice it together, but at the taping, what they did was they did 2-hour tapings of PWO. Then they did the CWE showcase, which was 5 matches, and then they did the last hour of PWO. By the way, is Mad Mike there?
Mad Mike's in the chat room.
Okay, Mad Mike, remember you did your contest for Rockin' for the guy in Indiana, if he gets his sign on TV about I am not a cast member? Well, I made an I'm not a cast member sign, and it made the 3rd week of TV, I'm told.
Nice.
So I wonder if I win something. And I brought it to the AIW show, too.
I was wondering if I brought a T-shirt of that to the TNA if I would get kicked out. But didn't have enough time.
As far as, yes, do you want to get back on topic? I'm sorry.
Sure. I mean, it's just a matter of flow. I mean, we had this big hardcore match, which was match 6, mind you. And then we had a match with a couple pretty muscle-bound guys. The names escape me at the top of my head, but I know the one guy I saw at Clearfield Cataclysm with IWC the week before, and it was very good. But it did not. Everybody was sitting on their hands after that big hardcore match, which of course they were all over. Regardless of what I thought of it as far as as far as a hardcore match goes. It just seemed like odd placement. Now, when you got to the second half, you had really decent matches. You had a 4-way with Jason Gorey, friend of the show, CJ Sensation, Jason Cage, and another guy that I've never seen before. I didn't catch his name, which ended with like some pretty good ladder and table spots and everything. You saw a 3-way match between Ashton Amherst, Strider, and I want to say the guy's name is Bill Collier. That was pretty decent.
I want to ask you about Strider.
Yeah.
Because I can't believe I'm bringing up the indie board over Strider, but you know how they are, and they say all sorts of crazy things.
I was wondering how long it'd take for that to get brought up, but but go ahead.
I haven't thought about that.
Hey, they love me on that board.
That's fine.
They can't. One time I went on vacation for business or whatever, and I was gone for a week, and somebody started impersonating me.
It's not hard on that board.
Yeah. But anyway, so what was your impression of that Strider? Was he talented? Did he have personality?
Crap.
I mean...
well, I'll tell you what, I've actually known a little bit Strider for a while, and this is the first I've probably seen him in like maybe a year and a half, and I think he could hang with those guys pretty good with Amherst and the other guy. So he's at least PWX NWA East material as far as that goes, and out of anybody, I think he's the most promising out of the group that I know he came from. So, and for those who don't know Strider, basically, and he's not ripping him off because I know he was doing this beforehand. Basically, think Sheamus, but not as Irish.
Lol.
One of the things that you and I have had correspondence about before is, I just think, in fact, remember one of my first rants was about this. You guys will bitch about TNA or WWE or whatever, and it's like, well, okay, then don't talk about it. Talk about something else. And, ultimately, if, like Strider, hey, you could have said, oh, he was awful, whatever, but, if you don't talk about it, then it doesn't matter at all. And back me up on this, or tell me I'm wrong. One of the things that I think is a very bad sign on indie wrestling is when no one talks about it. There are local shows where I live, and And I got people so mad about one, but there was a charity show that nobody was talking about. Like, the promoter, for some reason, they didn't do any promotion until like the week of the show. And there was just like, no one cared about it. Nobody in town knew it was happening. And I think that's the death nail. Like, if I say, this sucks, and I'm passionate about it, at least people are getting the impression that it left an impression.
Yeah.
I think the worst thing ever, like my buddy Greg, I took him to 2 IWC shows, and we were going to go to Super Indy in 2008, but they changed. He wanted to see one match. That was it. The match they changed was, it was supposed to be the Machine Guns versus Gory and Zion. Mm-hmm. When that match was changed for whatever reason the week of the show, he was just like, okay, I'm not going now.
That kills him. Now, in defense of that, I do know for a fact, like, especially when dealing with the TNA guys, there were times that TNA would pull them off to go do a live show or something else. So you can't really blame the promoters for that. And I know it sucks.
That specific instance, it was Norm, I guess, got them for extra dates, so he decided, I'm going to save that for a bigger show, and I'm going to put them with sexual harassment for this one. But, my point about that was, that was the one thing he had, and after 2 shows, and it's funny, I'm saying this about IWC, because I go to insane lengths to go to IWC. Like, they're a nearly 3.5 hour drive for me.
And there's a lot of people that do.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just inserting. Go ahead.
But with Greg, and maybe that wasn't the best example, but in town, a lot of times I've talked to people and they said, oh yeah, I went to one wrestling show 10 years ago and it was okay. There was one guy I liked, and then they just sort of trail off and they're done with indie wrestling. I think that's worse than anything.
Yes.
Like, people complain about me because I'm so opinionated. Mm-hmm. But if I'm opinionated about the shows, then I'm talking about it.
But you're also worried about those one-time visitors going to see a show. That's exactly what I thought of when I saw this one on Friday. I'm like, how many of those people came down there? They see all the talking and all the violence and everything. I was amazed that I was at a high school and there was this much blood, and all the hardcore stuff going on, and frankly a little bit of swearing, and I from my impression, I guess, is the second time they've had it down there, and how many of those people that left pretty much at intermission and missed all the good matches, how many of them are going to come back next time? I heard a rumor through the grapevine that they're about 150 tickets got handed out for that show. And how many wrestlers? You got to think 12 matches. Some of them had 4-ways, tag teams, 5 people involved in the match. That was a lot of people to deal with. And, it's like the economics don't even work out at that point.
Funny story. The CWE PWO taping at the Expo Center, sexual harassment was originally advertised. And from the indie board, somebody stooged on how much sexual harassment makes. No, I won't repeat it.
Yeah, and I take everything on. You take everything on that board with a grain of salt, to be frank, unless they're putting their name on there.
I think Ecstasy confirmed it when he responded with, "Wow, that was the most unprofessional thing I've ever seen in my life."
Okay,
but because of that, I honestly did not expect, because CW's last show drew 30-some people. And that had Necro Butcher and Hayes. And actually, that show was probably one of the best promoted that CW's ever done. And that was the turnout. Mm-hmm. But, I honestly thought that because I knew how much sexual harassment wanted, I thought they're not going to be there. Mm-hmm. And ultimately, I don't know why they weren't there, but ultimately they weren't. But, I even thought that because, I feel bad for, Facade is the guy that just always really, not just busts his ass, but destroys his body. Jimmy DeMarco's another one. And I feel bad. I think these guys should be making hundreds of dollars a show just for what they do to their bodies. And realistically, they're probably making 50 at best.
Yeah.
Have you ever felt guilty about that?
Especially after seeing his match with Necro when we were reviewing the tape the next day, the second day of Super Indy. He got messed up, and it also was fun seeing Hot Wheels getting shoved in his wheelchair against Necro. But anyways, thanks, Big Freaky. I'm glad you come up here for a little bit. Of course, we only have so much time tonight. I want to get to some other things. I believe WrestleFan.
Am I going to be on the TNA?
What's that?
Am I going to be talk? Are we going to be in TNA talk?
I got your voicemail on, so.
Oh, okay.
So we got a bit of that. We got your impressions from that, and we're going to be talking about the Pittsburgh show here in the next segment. Although we lost our other guy. WrestleFan, are you on the line still?
I believe so.
So what?
What?
WrestleFan, you do have some indie news.
What?
Stop doing your Stone Cold impression.
What?
Yes, I do have. I have a good chunk of indie news.
All right, real quick. We're running out of time here on the segment.
Yeah, I'll run through these really quickly. Recently, let's start off with some ROH news. Recently, Ring of Honor had their TV tapings. They only had one TV taping this time, which featured the finals of the Ring of Honor television title tournament.
Okay.
With Eddie Edwards winning the title, becoming the first ever TV champion when he picked up the win in the finals against his tag team partner, Davey Richards. So he'll be going in, most likely defending him in upcoming shows for Ring of Honor. Also in Ring of Honor news, Ring of Honor has just recently launched ROHvideos.com, their own video service. You can go to their website, sign up, and then buy their shows for $10 to watch on your computer. A lot of the shows featured on ROHvideos.com are a lot of videos that you can't get through their DVD online store. So it's definitely a good deal. It's only $10 for each show. And, you got everyone who's, a Ring of Honor fan has to look up on that. Shows dating back to 2002 even, since their debut, ROHvideos.com. And then Ring of Honor is leading to their next big event in Charlotte, North Carolina on April 3rd, 2010. For what is being known as the Big Bang. It's supposed to be a rebirth of professional wrestling, as they're calling it.
An online pay-per-view they've been advertising there on ROH on
yeah,
HDNet.
They've been starting to do the online pay-per-views for their bigger events, so this should be pretty interesting. With the main event for the Ring of Honor World title, the new champion Tyler Black defending against both the former champion Austin Aries and Roderick Strong in a three-way match. As well as the tag titles being on the line as the Briscoes go head-to-head with the kings of professional wrestling, Chris Hero and Claudio Castagnoli.
That may be intriguing enough for me to get that, see what it's all about. So
definitely. I don't know the details. There's got to be... definitely, if you want more information on how to order the Big Bang on your computer and more about Ring of Honor, go to ROHwrestling.com. And now we're going to move into the world of Chikara. Of course, one of the biggest events coming up, the King of Trios tournament. A lot of new teams have already been announced for the tournament, including 2 more teams announced. Teams that have been regulars in the King of Trios for the past 2 years of Team First from First Wrestling. Eric Cannon, Darren Corbin, and Ryan Cruz, the North Star Express, will be one team. Also added will be Team Mexico, which will feature Turbo, Jorge Skyler Rivera, as well as CMLL wrestler El Valentin. Sure to be a tag team to look out for in this tournament. Also, for other Chikara stuff, go to check out smartmarkvideo.com. Today, they just released their last 2 events from February, titled The Mint Condition and A World of Comforting Illusions. And also go
I
to
their titles. I love their titles.
Love them. You gotta love the titles. As well as they released recently today their first 2 shows from 2002, featuring in the early days of Chikara, wrestling in a lot of the smaller arenas. And I believe Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Excellent.
Where I think the main events featuring, of course, people like friend of the show Mike Quackenbush. Also, some past matches from guys like Chris Hero, Colt Cabana, CM Punk are featured on those DVDs. And the DVDs have been remastered and feature new commentary from Mike Quackenbush and referee Bryce Remsburg.
Nice.
So go get those at smartmarkvideo.com. And also make sure to get your tickets for the next two Chikara events coming up this weekend, March 20th and March 21st in Easton, Pennsylvania for Wit, Verve, and a Bit O' Nerve, as well as A Testimony of Evil in Fairfield, Connecticut, making their Connecticut debut. So for more information, go to ChikaraPro.com.
I want to mention, while we're on the Chikara, I've been enjoying the Chikara 101 message board, and you showed me, I think today, the Chikara 101 YouTube channel.
Yes, sir.
Get
You
information
need to,
about the wrestlers.
definitely fans of Chikara, or new fans of Chikara especially, check that out. If you're looking for more information, especially their message board as well as their YouTube page, which features, a pretty in-depth look at at the wrestlers in Chikara. So definitely go to that. I believe it's Chikara101.com.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Chikara101 on YouTube.
And anything else real quick? I want to move along if you got one or two big items to throw out there.
The only one more item I want to touch upon was Evolve Wrestling had their show this past weekend in Rahway, New Jersey. Featured some pretty, I believe it was 11 matches on the card, including the main event of Japanese star Ikuto Hidaka picking up the win over Chris Hero in both of the men's debut matches in Evolve, as well as sort of a rematch from back at IWC's A Call to Arms, Jimmy Jacobs picking up the win over a friend of the show, Johnny Gargano.
Nice.
Gargano.
Well, Big Freaky's still with us.
Forgive him, he's Cuban.
Can I add something? It's good news.
Okay,
absolutely.
If you go to ROHWrestling.com in the sale clearance items section, they have $3 DVDs for Full Impact Pro.
Nice. Nice, definitely go check that out. Lunchbox, did you have any quick MMA news?
Sure.
All right. Well, first, WrestleFan, thanks a lot. I think we might bring you back for the roundtable. Big Freaky, thanks a lot. Everybody, let us know. Hit Good Times at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. Let us know if you want to hear more Big Freaky on the show, and we'll see what we can do, all right? Thanks a lot, man.
No problem.
All right. So let those guys go. And Mr. Lunchbox, what is the word?
Do you like action figures? Sure, we all do. Remember Jakks Pacific? They were the guys who used to make the WWE action figures. Well, now they're working for the UFC. As of 2009, they have released 2 series. The first series is called UFC Deluxe Zero, including Royce Gracie, Brock Lesnar, complete with big stupid knife tattoo, Frank Mir, Rashad Evans, Keith Jarrettine, Houston Alexander, Kendall Grove, Miguel Torres. Now, the Keith Jarrettine does not actually grab his nipples, that action figure, but I hear that they're working on that technology. After that, they released UFC Deluxe Series 1, which featured Chuck Liddell, Anderson Silva, Forrest Griffin, Michael Bisping, Evan Tanner, Kevin Randleman, Kichek Kongo, and Mike Swick, and they will soon be releasing an official scale Octagon playset.
Actually, I think they released it already. They have some Octagon playset out because I saw it in the fitness section of Walmart about a month ago. So yeah, it was pretty incredible. This will be interesting. I don't know. This isn't for the kids. It can't be for the kids, Maybe that's why I was in the fitness.
It is in the children's section right next to the WWE action figures.
It is. Again, I found it in the fitness section, just down from the toy section. But still, it's interesting. It's interesting.
Well, let me say, I saw a literally side-by-side comparison. It was the Jakks Pacific UFC action figures right next to the new Mattel WWE action figures,
which I'm liking so far.
I would say that they absolutely rival one another in quality. Fantastic. Looks just like who it's supposed to look like. They look great.
Which I think was a big problem with the Jakks Pacific WWE figures. I had a problem with that for years. Yeah. I mean, like Elijah Burke looked like Kelly Kelly at one time, remember?
I remember that. That was very strange.
Yeah, very odd.
Yeah, I had terrible flashbacks that day.
All right, and that is the MMA news.
Okay, we're the sweaty dicks. It's time for some sweaty dick punching.
What are we listening to, Mr. Lunchbox?
Well, let's take a trip. Let's take a trip down to South Texas, not to visit WrestleFan, not to visit Eamon Payton, whoever the fuck that is, but to South by Southwest. This is our part 2 of our bringing you the music of South by Southwest, and this song I actually like better than the other song. Just throwing out that little tidbit. It's called the band is called Tobacco, and the name of the song, appealingly, is called Truck Sweat. This is the Wrestling Mayhem Show, and you enjoy.
Have a wedding coming up? You want it to be memorable for at least 50 of the anniversaries you're gonna have? Then please check out the music from Sounds Forgotten at soundsforgotten.com.
So, you're standing on the other side of the ring now, and I can't see your wonderful ass. And I'm supposed to boo sexual harassment? That doesn't make sense. The match would be better if I could see your ass.
Hey, Shamoha Gushko Vietnam, everybody asked if you are listening to the, what is this show called again?
It's a Wrestling Mayhem Show.
The Wrestling Mayhem Show. You that whole soundbite. This is Devalier, and you are listening to the Wrestling Mayhem Show. Take 2.
It's Mad Mike of the Wrestling Mayhem Show.
The meatloaf!
At WrestlingMayhemShow.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, Wrestling Mayhem Show 20... Not 2010, 210. We skipped a few.
2010.
That's right. On the line right now, of course, we got Mad Mike from the Bronx and WrestleFans back from Texas, and he just learned about South by Southwest in his backyard.
His very backyard. That's what all those people are doing there, WrestleFans.
That's right.
That's right. 4 hours away.
No, I thought they were just day laborers trying to get over the border.
You racist son of a fuck.
Oh man, this is not going to just go 20 minutes. All right, guys, let's get right to it. Of course, you heard that liner there of Daivari not knowing what show he's on, because he showed up on Ring of Honor TV this week, and I was very excited for it. It's the only thing I was excited for this week.
The only thing you were excited for, Sorg?
On ROH, yes.
Oh, okay, because I was going to say, there was plenty to be excited about on Raw.
There's plenty to be excited about all over the place.
Wait a minute. There is, you kicked it off with that, and there is much, much bigger news. You just glazed right over this.
There's lots of big news. Oh, what is the huge news then?
It's fucking huge, and I can't believe you didn't know it. You didn't start
Tremendous.
With this.
Sorry. What was I supposed to start with? Help me here. You're the co-host.
Mom is a whore.
Wait, I thought you said that was news. We already knew that.
It's not new news.
Wrestling
That's
news.
for all the new people, apparently.
We report on it every week.
That's true. This
That's just in. WrestleFan's mother, still a whore.
And I'm sorry for going along with this, but Lunchbox, can you say she was the best around?
She was the best.
Around. Never gonna keep it down. What?
She was the best around. It's really, really easy to make her go down.
Anyways, let's move
I should
on.
not be laughing at this.
There's a sweet tweet of the week, Mad Mike. Tell me about it.
There are a bunch of sweet tweets of the week because we just got another one in that I'm also going to add to it.
Okay, well, let's start with the one we were talking about last night.
Okay, hold on. I'll say the one while that one's loading that I'm adding.
Okay.
From Kofi Kingston. What makes Sheamus so white? Does he drink something? That's what his mom said about Sheamus.
Oh,
wow.
What's with all the mom jokes?
Wow.
Because they're easy. Speaking of which, how is your mom?
God damn it!
It loosens up.
Okay, now the other sweet tweet of the week that we were talking about. This is from Kevin Nash.
Real Kevin Nash on Twitter, by the way.
Real Kevin Nash on Twitter. By the way, Kofi Kingston is True Kofi on Twitter.
Awesome.
Kevin Nash. Last night, right after Raw ended.
Stop it, Lunchbox. What the fuck are you doing? 20 minutes. We have 20 minutes.
Go on.
I'm going to miss NXT.
Time limit.
Go on.
Oh my god, they deleted it.
They deleted it? Well, basically...
They deleted it!
Basically, he said that yes, I watched...
That he watched Raw.
That I watched Raw because my best friend was on it. And
no, here it is.
Okay.
I watched my TNA show live last Tuesday when it was taped, every segment. Steve Austin is one of my best friends. I watched to see my buddy.
There you go. And then he had to qualify that because I'm sure he was getting slammed on Twitter. So he backed that up a bit. He's like, look, no, my friend called me and I watched him on the show tonight. So
yeah, and
he also
conveniently
sent out a tweet that said, just talked to Austin, said Raw is the shits, even he can't help it, lol, joking.
Awesome.
Wow. Bottom line, TNA sucks.
Oh, come on. TNA doesn't
Speaking
suck.
of sucking, how is your mom?
We've already been there.
Wow.
Listen, guys. Now, not all of TNA sucks. As you heard, Big Freaky was very excited about the live show up in Erie. I was also... What?
Did you see what their rating was this week?
I'm not getting to the rating yet.
Sorg,
come on.
Sorg.
Let's go with the good first.
Their rating is getting closer to Scott Hall's blood alcohol content.
No, but seriously, TNA came here to town, here in Pittsburgh, up the Chess Arena up in Cheswick, PA, just off the Turnpike, literally. And it was a really good show. Paul, of course, was going to join us. He was real big on it, and he's a wrestler, so he's got pretty high standards. But got general admission for $20, like Freaky was saying. Don West was behind the counter. His mic was cutting out, thankfully, when I was coming in.
Did he have a steak in his hand?
What's that?
Did he have a steak in his hand?
No, I didn't have a steak in his hand. No.
Speaking of snakes in their hands, how's your
mom? Stop it!
I said steak! I said steak, you son of a...
What?
Were you about to say son of a sea biscuit?
Yeah.
Anyways, but no, it was Kurt Angle was out signing autographs. They had people come around afterwards, around the ring signing autographs. Kurt Angle's family was there. He won his non-title match against AJ. It was a really cool homecoming for him, because really, when's the last time he's wrestled here? You know, other than WrestleFest, Steel City WrestleFest, that got screwed over because of the Penguins playoffs.
Well, I heard you took down the Rock Icon a few times in Pittsburgh.
Speaking of wrestling black people, WrestleFan, how's your mom?
Shut up! Oh my god.
I'm sorry. Burley.
Sorg, the title of this show should be WrestleFan's Mom is the Best Around.
Do you love your hair, sir?
All right.
Sorg.
Hey,
if the rating of TNA was actual seconds, Michael Tarver would almost be able to knock out 3 people.
All right, tell us about this rating, because I'm not getting through the live show.
0.84.
And you know what's fun about that? Now, they also announced that their Thursday replay is no longer to be after last week, right?
Their Thursday replay got a higher rating than the live show.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. So, we'll see what having that.
Do you know what TNA Dixie had to say about it, Sorg?
Get your DVR out.
No, she said, although it's classic David vs. Goliath, one stone will not bring down our giant. It's a different day. It'll take time and commitment. We have both.
Oh, shut the hell up, Dixie. You've had 8 years.
Dude, they have more than one stoner on TNA.
Speaking of have more than one stoner on
Shut
top
up!
of them,
Shut up! Shut up!
Oh, man. But no, seriously, I had fun. I screamed my head off on Saturday. It was...
Don't even.
Sorg, you've never said anything bad about TNA's house shows, though.
No. So at least
I've praised TNA's house shows.
Go to the house shows. Yeah, I mean, if they're coming to your area, you know the talent's good. It's not like you're seeing the nasty boys on these shows.
Speaking of nasty,
don't even. Sir, I will shave your fucking head.
I will shave your head.
Oh, what? You mean like Eric Bischoff got his head shaved?
God,
speaking of shaving, WrestleFan, how's your mom?
Oh, man. Oh, that's nasty.
Well, Sorg, in all honesty, as I'm going to bring this back
wait.
No.
Riz from the chat room. Speaking of knockouts, how is WrestleFan's mom?
Well, that's complimentary at least.
Yeah, okay. But
yes, because
honestly,
she was knocked out.
Sorg, I'm so happy that, you love the TNA house show and all. Of course, you got to see the TNA house show. We got to see Ric Flair dying through the entrance ramp.
We got to see Ric Flair not being able to speak without bleeding.
Yeah, that was...
I just turned around and he was bleeding while talking. I'm like, what happened?
Well, I think what happened was I had to watch it twice because I'm like, did he really start bleeding? I think someone, he hit his own head when he was trying to, mess with Hogan.
Okay.
And then someone in the audience screamed, "Yeah, Rick, do it!" And then he turned around and said, "You like that?" And that's when he started busting his head open even more.
Whoa,
man! I want to go.
So
this is the guy
that's something
who
Doc Remedy would do.
Coats in his own book.
Yeah, he did elbow drop his own book.
It says fuck books.
That's also something Doc Remedy would do.
Someone needs to double up on his medication.
I think Ric Flair has turned into Doc Remedy.
Yes. But on positive television TNA news, Mick Foley was on The Daily Show last night.
That was awesome.
Dude, does that... Sorg, that shouldn't count as positive TNA news because they used talking about WrestleMania to introduce him.
Yeah.
That was awesome, by the way. We got to talk about what the common people know, Mad Mike.
They didn't even...
Yeah, but Mick Foley could have said something like, "Hey, listen, I kind of have a pay-per-view coming up this Sunday, and I can tell you what to say. It really wouldn't be that much of a change. You just change Undertaker and Shawn Michaels for AJ Styles and Abyss."
Yeah.
Yeah, but in the same token, whatever the reporter's name was mentioned before, that they need to interchange, that wrestling needs to keep from being boring, and of course he's trying to promote TNA.
Well, to be fair, TNA is never boring.
It's funny because it parallels my conversation when I was telling Hutch from Berg's Eye View about how the news channels resembled pro wrestling in their realness. And then that's pretty much the point they made last night. And with politicians and news channels. So, yeah.
You know what else resembles pro wrestling? Medieval times.
Okay.
Well, no, I was at. Someone took me to medieval times for my birthday.
Oh, you mean the restaurant? You don't mean like the era of time.
No. I mean the restaurant. Like the whole storyline they have was almost taken word for word from a wrestling show.
Isn't it though?
Yeah, it really is. Like they even have stunts, betrayals, heel turns.
Oh,
it's pretty awesome.
Man, we should. I'd love to go there as a Mayhem Show group.
They all look like indie wrestlers too. Like I bet I will see half of these nights at the indie show I'm going to tomorrow.
Awesome.
I actually, where I work, I go right by the Renaissance Festival, and I've been trying every year to get in the joust and become one of the knights there because I'm, done the wrestling and a little bit of stage combat.
You'll take the bump.
I will take the bump and I will ride the horses. Speaking of riding horses,
damn it! How is Mickey James doing with her injury?
She's recovering.
Speaking of Mickey James, I rewatched Raw from last night. I saw the women's match.
Yeah.
I'm so confused about what they're gonna do for Mania.
It's gonna be.
I'm not.
It's gonna be like a 4-on-4, 6-on-6. I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 6-diva tag. I think I wouldn't be surprised if it's Michelle, Layla, and Maurice versus Gail, Mickey, and Beth.
Yeah.
Oh, suck though.
No, I'd actually be okay with that. Because that's like at least you have 3 decent wrestlers, 2 okay wrestlers, and Layla.
It's not gonna matter. It's gonna be like 3 minutes anyways, like it's been the last few years.
I know, but they could have done something with it. They could have done like a Beth and well, obviously with Mickey with her injury, but I mean, they could have done a Beth and Michelle or something like that.
I think the original plan was to do a triple threat with Beth, Michelle, and Mickey, but with Mickey's injury, they couldn't do it.
Yeah, because it looked like they were doing something with Mickey there. Stupid staph infection, I guess. Speaking of sexy women,
how is your
Lunchbox? Let's throw it to Lunchbox. Lunchbox, your woman.
How is your mom, Lunchbox?
Speaking of throwing it to Lunchbox. Oh, come throw it on me.
Now, the word is.
Wasn't that the name of the Kid Rock song?
No, that was the Timbaland song where the bitch showed up in the music video.
The word is that Awesome Kong has not yet been released from the company. This is from Tara, of course, who responded to a fan question regarding her on, I believe, her Twitter. Yes, at TNA Lisa Marie. So she's not free. We can't address her as far as an interview yet.
No,
I mean,
it's okay. It's all right. Kongi, honey, listen.
Kongi.
You don't have to be free from TNA. You can still work for them. I don't care who you work for. I accept you as you are. As you are. Your beautiful, beautiful self. I accept you as you can work for whatever company you want. Whatever you like. Just come on the Mayhem Show. Come here on the Mayhem Show. Talk to us. Come see Papa Lunchbox. Papa Lunchbox needs you. Papa Lunchbox needs you. Send us an email at goodtimes@wrestlingmayhemshow.com. Awesome Kong, I breathlessly await your reply. Join us here on the Wrestling Mayhem Show. Nothing would be better. Highlight of your life, I guarantee it. Wrestling Mayhem Show.
Excellent.
Can you please not really deeply inhale and exhale after you do that, because it sounds very disturbing.
It adds for effect,
I'm aware, but still, we can add that in post.
No, we can't. It's already a long night for me. Wow. And the little bit of MMA news I have for you, Lunchbox. Maria is going to be working MMA.
Oh yeah, she is. Bitch gonna be talking. Bitch gonna be talking in the booth.
She gonna be in the booth.
I don't actually know what company though for.
It's for King of the Cage Legacy show on March 26th, which I believe is going to be on HDNet because I just saw a big montage commercial of all the MMA they're going to have on there. King of the Cage.
Speaking of Maria in a booth, did you guys check out her on The Apprentice?
No, I have not yet. I wanted to give it its due time, but did you watch it? How was it?
I saw a little bit of it. Not too bad. Maria was definitely being Maria. They listed her as former WWE diva.
So they did at least update that.
Maybe they changed the graphic at the last minute, or did they announce? Did they straight up say?
Well, they changed the graphic on her name thing or whatever.
Oh,
okay.
Also,
did they list Goldberg as taken down by cattle prod?
No, they didn't list that. But if you want to watch The Apprentice for Goldberg, he's behind a what is it called? The kitchen of a diner in a big white apron.
Nice. I think I need to see it just for that.
All right, has Sharon Osbourne gone at Cyndi Lauper yet?
I haven't watched it long enough to.
Because that looks like that's the feud of the year so far, from the previews at least. So
nice,
excellent. Eric Bischoff and Honky Tonk Man are still yelling at each other.
Oh shit!
That's not surprising.
Of course they are.
Bischoff ripped at Honky Tonk Man on his Facebook page, according to ProWrestling.net. Washed up douchebag trying to become relevant, Bischoff wrote. Hey, Honky Tonk Man, Walmart called. They said you can have your job back if you promise to leave the dead gimmick behind. Yeah.
Eric Bischoff talking about how Honky Tonk Man wants to, come back to the wrestling business. It says from the man that, appears on every other segment on Impact.
Wait, there's more. Honky Tonk Man responded by writing, "Fuck you, Bischoff. I wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire. You made those comments on Bubba Love Sponge's radio show without even knowing that Jared called me up. You could even hold McMahon's jockstrap. Yes, he's an 80s wrestler, ladies and gentlemen. 1.0 rating, ouch." So there you go.
I wonder what Honky's going to say this week. Austin screwed Bischoff.
Speaking of screwing anybody who will venture into their home.
Oh, hey. Take it easy.
I set him up for that one, though, Sorg.
Speaking of, because I sent some videos or whatever to Sorg this week.
Not that kind, guys. I know where you're going with this.
It's not what you think. But
it's exactly what you think.
You walked into that. I'm sorry.
There is a new shoot interview coming out with Jim Cornette.
Jim
you know what else shoots?
Oh my god!
I love Jim Cornette. Fuck Batista.
Yeah, fuck Batista. Fuck Shawn Michaels.
Dude, fuck Jim Cornette. Batista and Shawn Michaels have been two of the strongest characters going into WrestleMania.
Well, Cornette was
Jim Cornette. Yeah, that motherfucker's gotten on my nerves since day one. And when I say day one,
hilarious.
I mean when I was a little lunchbox.
Well, the comments he was making is about. He was asked a question about the comments Batista made in his book, talking about how he never learned anything from his training in OVW.
Yeah.
And Jim Cornette pretty much tore him a new asshole.
Well, if you saw Batista when he first debuted, it looked like he hadn't learned anything from OVW.
Oh, Deacon Batista.
Oh, he was rough. He was rough for a while.
What we gonna do?
Before he was Deacon Batista, he was what is it, like Leviathan?
They said they were trying to build him as the next big main event thing for Undertaker because that's probably all he could manage to do.
To be fair, Batista probably couldn't even have spelled his name in OVW.
I just thought, it's an interesting watch. I don't know. Sometimes I like watching those shoot interviews. Sometimes it just seem like kind of really make me.
I like the one where New Jack showed up and then people took off their pants.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Sounds like a Mayhem show.
Hey, you never know.
Speaking of taking off your pants.
No.
Speaking of taking off your pants, Chris Maverick will be joining us next week on the Mayhem Show. And
what does it have to do with taking off your pants?
I don't know. I've heard things about things.
Well, all right then. Well, we should.
I have no ground for
before
that
we get into
whatsoever.
plugging. We should talk about that amazing ending segment of Raw.
That was the shit.
Yeah. It
was the greatest ending of Raw I've seen in 3 years.
Yeah. Tell us. Tell us your thoughts on it.
Awesome. It was awesome.
Okay.
Yeah. It was amazing. The look Bret Hart gave Vince McMahon when Vince slowly turned around was just like, I have you by the short hairs, motherfucker, and you can't even run anymore.
This was great build. I love that he mentioned, you know how hard it was to set up that whole thing. It's a good thing Cena knows a stunt coordinator or something. I mean, it covered everything right there. Because usually they're like, oh, it was faked, and they just leave it at that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was absolutely brilliant.
Though I think the best part of... Go ahead.
No, it's up to you.
No, I was just going to say that the best part probably about that segment was, as I like to call it, Vince's oh no face.
Oh noes.
Either that or his constipated face.
Oh poops.
It's the Vince I have a gun to my head look from when Austin held him hostage.
Man. When he peed his pants, that was awesome. And of course, they announced the Hall of Fame. Of course, in that segment about Stu Hart, Austin's put him in the Hall of Fame.
Excellent.
And we get to see the entire degenerate Hart family.
Oh God, that's going to be interesting.
Wow. I think
we already saw
ringside.
Neidhart on Impact.
And he was most recently a tag team champion with Greg Valentine up in PWO, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about Wrestling Union.
Winning championships.
Yes.
And Gorgeous George is getting into the Hall of Fame, too.
Which I think is appropriate.
Speaking of gorgeous, how is your sister, Lunchbox?
I think he left.
Oh,
he left!
That bastard!
He left!
He
that
left.
Son of a
He can't
bitch.
hear it.
I'm still here, and fuck you, WrestleFan.
Speaking of fucking,
how's my sister WrestleFan? Out of your league. That's how my sister is.
But anyways,
how could a 10 get with a WrestleFan? Find out next week on the Mayhem Show.
But anyways, the addition of Stu Hart and Gorgeous George, I think, round out the Hall of Fame nicely this year.
Mm-hmm.
So, was there mention of who was inducting him? Like, is Brett going to be inducting his father?
I'm sure it'll be Brett.
Would assume Brett,
so.
yeah.
Okay. So,
although I guess they did announce Stu going into the Hall of Fame, but the Hart Dynasty got booked for the fan access thing that is going up against the Hall of Fame. So,
that's weird.
That is weird.
I don't know why they even have an access thing going up against the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I don't even know why they have
like
the fucking Hart Dynasty. Bret Hart's running around like a madman, and, there's been no contact with them at all. Fucking make this shit happen.
They're on SmackDown. Bret Hart doesn't work Tuesdays.
But anyone can be on anywhere now. It's
Fuck
WrestleMania.
anywhere and anyone.
It's WrestleMania,
WrestleFan.
Wait, what?
Come on, man. All right.
He was saying he can put it anywhere,
man.
Whoa. Future guest for Raw here. MacGruber, the cast of the MacGruber movie will be showing up on April 19th in East Rutherford.
Watching that episode.
In East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Really? That's the one in Jersey?
That's the Jersey.
I may have to investigate in tickets.
Why the fuck is flavored condoms a trending topic on Twitter?
Hell. No,
Dude,
don't even.
Flavored
Don't
condoms
you
are
even.
bullshit.
I
Flavored condoms are bullshit.
Wait,
Don't
why are we
you even.
having this conversation?
Because Lunchbox is using his internets.
I am using them to the fullest.
By the way, Lunchbox, when you were a smaller Lunchbox, could we refer to you as when you were DJ Lunch Pail?
Lunch pail, yeah, that's good.
Lunch
I was a
pail.
little lunch pail.
A little lunch pail. All right, guys. Anyways, that's all the news I have. I think we talked about everything else. Other than Jeff Hardy and Shannon Moore are apparently going to be around for a year.
And Randy Orton has finally been booked on WrestleMania.
Yeah, in a three-way match with both the guys that hate him.
Yes.
Don't know what to make with this.
This is the SmackDown versus Raw. Or go ahead.
No, you're a wrestling fan. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that this is the SmackDown versus Raw 2010 storyline, Rebirth.
Awesome. Awesome. So.
And Money in the Bank now has 9 people in it.
Possibly
one more.
If Kofi Kingston isn't on WrestleMania, he might as well just start trying to book himself for the TNA Global Championship.
Oh, don't go to TNA, Kofi.
Oh, put Kofi, please don't do it. They put you in the intro video, man. That's big shit.
Mm-hmm.
Big time.
So.
Big time.
You move larger than life.
The best around.
No one ever gonna bring me down.
You know,
Singing time on the Mayhem
we're
Show.
gonna be doing
Speaking
that
of the
for
best
next
around,
week.
WrestleFan, how is your mother?
Oh.
Okay, someone needs to keep a tally. Someone needs to rewatch the show and keep a tally of all your mom jokes this week.
Riz, I'm telling you to do it. I'm ordering you to do it, or I will chop you to bejesus and back.
Speaking of putting it anywhere, he says.
Speaking of Riz, fan of the week.
Riz is fan of the week?
Hey,
I'm just saying,
we need to vote on that.
No, I'm just saying, who's the fan of the week?
I don't know anymore.
Your mother is the fan of the week.
WrestleFan's mom should be fan of the week.
I third that, or whatever, second it, whatever. She will get great enjoyment out of that.
All right. And by the way, the award for fan of the week this week. The award for fan of the week this week is penis.
Hey, Mom. You're fan. You're fan of the week this week on the show.
Don't tell her why. Don't tell her why. Don't tell her why.
Don't tell her what the award is.
She doesn't listen, right?
You want to
Like,
give
at
an
all?
acceptance speech?
Yes.
Is she doing it?
Everybody be good.
No.
Does she have the headset on? She just, just has to say a couple words. She doesn't have to.
Did she just snub the acceptance speech?
Oh, what the hell?
Dude, we may have to revoke it.
We'll see. She has until next week. Have her call the hotline.
Yes, I have her call the hotline.
There
It's
you
all
go.
good. It's all good. She earned it the hard way.
There you go.
Yeah, no. Lunchbox is just saying that because he doesn't want to get a whooping.
Actually, he
true, I
probably
don't wanna
does
get
want to get a
Oh,
woman.
I totally...
You totally walked into that one, sir.
That one was too easy. I couldn't do
WrestlingMayhemShow.com.
it.
Good times at Wrestling
Hey,
Mayhem Show.
whoa!
No, you can't end the show
You are
for
not
a
old
fetus.
enough to end the show.
Sorg, end the show. End it now.
No.
Cut his mic. Cut his mic, Sorg.
No, don't cut
You
my
are
mic.
not old enough to
You are
end
not
this.
old
his
enough to
mic.
do this. You
Cut
don't
his
even
mic.
know Wishbone.
You must be this tall to end the show, WrestleFan.
Someone please end this. End this torture.
That's what your mom said.
Whoa. Okay, guys, that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been your Wrestling Mayhem Show. As we mentioned, no. Lunchbox.
What?
What'd you learn from wrestling this week?
WrestleFan's mom is a
No!
Why am I laughing?
Oh shit!
Why do I try? Anyways,
what did I learn from wrestling? I learned that I still Bret Hart can still make me pop like when I was a little kid.
I thought I was going another direction. Mad Mike, what'd you learn from wrestling this week?
I learned that UFC, once you get the hang of it, is a really awesome game, and WrestleFan's mom is a whore.
You're right. That is, I fucking love that game. I don't know why I don't own it yet.
Dude, I knocked out Frank Mir in 39 seconds, and it was fabulous.
WrestleFan, what'd you learn from wrestling this week?
I learned that with concerning the X Division matches, I might actually watch Destination X, and I also learned that my mom is a nice lady. You guys are mean.
Mama WrestleFan is a saint.
We need to send her some stickers or something.
I agree.
Send her a DVD.
Let's send her some money. I probably owe her for a couple of Sorgatron. What did you learn this week?
You're the best.
All right. Also, drink every time you heard this song. Sweet. Oh, wow. I learned the best and the worst of live wrestling this weekend. I learned how not to book a wrestling show, and I taught everybody else why I hate your indie promotion, and I saw why TNA may possibly be the future.
What?
Yeah, put it out there, bitch.
The future of .84 wrestling.
It's the beginning of a war,
dude.
That's like
speaking of 84. I reviewed 89 Starcade.
Tell me what Nitro did.
This is not a war. This is an angry fucking hobbit pissing on a orc's knee.
Tell
and then the
me.
orc bites his head off. All right.
Tell me what Nitro did the first week from Mall of America.
2.2, Sorg.
2.2. Sorg, listen to me.
2.2.
What did
TNA
Hodgman
Impact
do in the
scored
Mall of America?
By the way, that's
Sorg,
a great
TNA
book.
2.2, and their big surprise was Lex goddamn Luger.
Hold on, Sorg. TNA scored less. I will bet TNA scored less than a 2001 Thunder.
Oh, wow. That's a bold claim. I'm going to look that up right now.
Wow. Okay,
Wow.
okay, you win. You win that one. I'm sorry.
I'm looking that up
I
right now.
My bad. All right, guys.
Hold on. Oh my God, he's so right.
What?
Yeah,
dude, he is so right. All right, the last episode of Thunder scored a 1.85.
1.85.
1.85. That's a whole rating point higher than TNA.
That's a problem. I gotta admit, that's a problem.
Now I need to see what that card was.
That's a problem. They better be getting a lot of subscriptions to that video, Vault, because nobody's watching on Monday night, bud. I'm sorry.
the lowest Thunder ever got on a 2001 episode was a 1.5.
Hold
It's a
on.
brave new world for TNA.
So Sorg, your TNA and your Dixie Cutter can shove it with those ratings.
Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. Yeah. But they've been worse. They've climbed themselves out from Fox Sports, and here they are. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been your Wrestling Mayhem Show. Wrestle fan, where you been?
Where I've been?
Where you at? Where you at online?
Mom's Fagoo.
Aw, come on, guys.
Wrestling, the WrestleFanRunner.wordpress.com, at WrestleFan2000 on Twitter. Check me out. Add me. Add comments.
Matt Mike, where you been around?
Where have I been?
The internet.
Around. Matt Mike 483.
A little bit of WordPress and Twitter.
My vein.blogspot.com. It's the best around.
Oh.
Lunchbox, where you been around?
Oh, I am available over at thoughtfulriot.com. You can also find me on Twitter at DJ Lunchbox, and this is new, I am currently in the midst of a collaboration with one Norm Hulsman, who runs casualmagic.wordpress.com. I am lending my haiku expertise to his Magic the Gathering spoiled art. So go and check that out, casualmagic.wordpress.com. You can also find me over at thisamericanlife.org on my other show, hosting the show This American Life, under my other name, Ira Glass.
Excellent. And of course, you can find me, ladies and gentlemen, at sorgatron.com, MikeSorg.com if somebody wants to hire me, and and other places, Sorgatron on Twitter, Sorgatron and Quake Live, which I'll be hitting up this week, I believe. Yeah.
Quake Live. DJ Lunchbox on Quake Live.
That's right. AshleyAfterHours.com. We're doing that Wednesday night. And we're working on some guests. So please tune in next week.
Late breaking news. For $25. Jake the Snake Roberts is currently trying to raise money for his sick granddaughter. For $25, he will call you personally and send you an autographed photo.
Oh, that's nice.
No lie.
Dude, $5
This is
each
legit.
for the Mayhem Crew. We'll have them call the show.
All right, guys.
By the way,
it's on its MySpace.
Oh, yes.
So that last Thunder show?
Yes.
Here's the card. The Young Dragons defeated Air Paris and AJ Styles.
Hey.
Jason Jett defeated Kid Cash. The Cat and M.I. Smooth defeated Canyon and Animal.
Oh, M.I. Smooth.
Hugh Morris defeated Rick Steiner. And Rey Mysterio, Billy Kidman, and Shane Helms defeated Chavo Jr., Kid Romeo, and Elix Skipper.
Oh, God. Anyways, we gotta go. Ladies and gentlemen.
Do you see the transition? It's right there. WCW was turning into TNA.
WrestlingMayhemShow.com.
AJ Styles, Wrestling Mayhem Show.
Twitter on Mayhem Show. Call us at 412-206-WMS0 to leave anything you want. And, of course, get us an email at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much to the best around. They were great guests this week. Thanks for Big Freaky coming on. Please let us know if you dig him coming on. And next week we have Chris Maverick will be joining us to tell us about his comic book and the drive to try to get that printed. And we would promise something very special. So we'll see how that goes. That's Wrestling Mayhem Show 211 next week. Tune in. WrestlingMayhemShow.com. Please download us iTunes, Blip TV, YouTube, and on your little Roku box and Boxy. So, get us however you want. Hit us up however you want. Support the show. Tell your friends. Ladies and gentlemen, here's one last voicemail to head out, and we will see you next week.
King Sorgatronian, I have to give you my props. You filmed this crazy, insane 4-hour indie show without even breaking a sweat. I filmed one match, and my arm is sore. So I vow now to you, the king of all cameramen. Mayhem, I have a bit of news for you from the show. I've said on numerous occasions that Jason Gory is Jeff Hardy of IWC. Now, whether that be good or bad, I think it's just a fact. You would have seen him tonight. It was a completely different Jason Gory. Feeling it up, hating the kids were telling him to suck. It was crazy. Vicky Gambino was supposed to be good. Sexual harassment was supposed to be bad. I'm not in IWC anymore. I need to go click my ruby red slippers and make it back home. It's been a crazy night. Peace.
Thank you for listening to the Wrestling Mayhem Show. Please subscribe to our iTunes streams and blog at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. Email us at goodtimes@WrestlingMayhemShow.com or call us with any comments at 412-206-WMS0. We love to hear from our fans, and who knows, maybe you'll make it onto the show. The Wrestling Mayhem Show was recorded live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, in front of a live internet audience, and is a production of Sorgatron Media. You can be part of the show as we record live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern on TalkShoe.com and Ustream.tv.